Welcome to episode 12 of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days when drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. Today we'll be looking back at Scott Wimmer's race in the 2004 Daytona 500. After making his racing debut in 1991 at his hometown State Park Speedway in Wisconsin, Scott Wimmer would make a name for himself across the Midwest racing scene throughout the mid-90s. Heading south for USAR competition in 1997, he would claim Rookie of the Year in the Hooters Late Model Series, before moving on to the Pro Cup division for 1998 and 99, earning victories at both Langley and USA International Speedway. He would move on to ASA competition for the 2000 season. Initially planning on running a limited effort in his unsponsored family-owned entry, he would snag back-to-back wins at Lanier and Hickory, affording him the opportunity to run the remainder of the schedule, and by season's end capturing the attention of NASCAR team owner Bill Davis. Beginning in October, Davis would enter Wimmer into a handful of Busch Series starts and supply an entry for the season-ending ARCA event at Atlanta Motor Speedway. When ARCA qualifying would rain out, causing Wimmer to miss the show, Davis would enter the car into that weekend's Winston Cup Series Napa Auto Parts 500, where Wimmer would turn heads, not only making the show, but leading 9 laps and coming home 22nd. He would sign on to drive Davis's number 23 Busch Series entry full-time for the 2001 season, remaining in the car full-time through 2003, collecting victories at Dover, Memphis, Phoenix, Homestead, and Pikes Peak along the way. After the team parted ways with Ward Burton following the 2003 season, Wimmer would take over driving duties for the number 22 Caterpillar Dodge full-time in the Cup Series for 2004. Hopes were high entering the 2004 Daytona 500, as the team had won the event 2 years prior. He would qualify 26th after coming home 13th in the second of the dual qualifying races that Thursday, eventually taking the green from 24th after Greg Biffle and Scott Riggs went to the rear. He would steadily begin to move forward, cracking the top 20 by lap 5. He would be running in the 19th position when Mark Martin's engine would expire on lap 7, bringing out the first yellow. Wimmer would narrowly avoid an accident in the smoke and chaos behind Martin's car. Several cars would come to pit road during the caution. Wimmer would stay out, lining up in 14th for the lap 12 restart. He would fade to 26th on old tires by the time green flag pit stops would commence just after lap 31. Before the sequence could complete, Derek Cope clipped Scott Riggs and crashed in turn 4 on the tail end of lap 33, bringing out the second caution. Wimmer, along with the other lead lap cars that had not yet made a stop, came to pit road under the yellow. He would rejoin in 14th when the action resumed on lap 39. The third caution of the day would occur on lap 60 when a crash on the backstretch would collect Rusty Wallace, Ken Schrader, and Jeff Green. This would bring the leaders to pit road once more. Wimmer would line up in 13th for the lap 65 restart. The fourth and final caution of the day would come out on lap 71 after a big pileup triggered by contact between Brian Vickers and Johnny Sauter would send Michael Waltrip on a wild ride down the backstretch and ultimately collect a total of 12 cars. Wimmer would narrowly avoid the incident as seen in this replay, making an evasive maneuver to avoid Vickers' spinning machine. The leaders would pit once more as soon as pit road opened. Wimmer would restart in 9th on lap 81 and hover around the back half of the top 10 throughout the next run.
Bill, they felt like Dave Blaney's car was actually better than Scott Wimmer's before the race. In fact, Bill Davis said, don't be surprised if the 23 is painted cat yellow and black for Talladega. But right now they have worked the tightness out of the race car, Marty, and Scott says that car is very strong.
He'd be running in the 6th position when the next round of green flag pit stops began on lap 105. He would make his own stop on lap 108, rejoining in 6th once the sequence completed.
Scott Wimmer, how about that 22 car behind this group hanging on with these guys? Matt?
BP back in 2002 when Bill Davis saw his Cat Dodge win the Daytona 500. It went into Daytona, USA, spent a year there with the confetti and champagne. They wheeled it out and they put it right in their showroom with the champagne and confetti still on it. It is still there to this day. They would love to add another one. Rookie Scott Wimmer having a wonderful day. He just dropped from 6th to 7th. Bill told me earlier in the week that Scott was almost playing it too conservative, not wanting to make a mistake, and he still wants to earn a lot of respect. He's certainly doing that here today, having a very cautious but very solid run.
Scott Wimmer, one of the rookie drivers from the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series in 2004. Pretty solid drive so far in Bill Davis's 22. See Biffle kind of hung there in that outside lane. Cars beginning to draft by him. Scott Wimmer in the 22 goes to third. Here comes Kevin Harvick in the 29 to fourth.
And here comes Wimmer. Let's don't forget about that 22 car.
What a day for Scott Wimmer, running third, Matt.
Scott Wimmer, a rookie, but driving like a veteran and thinking like a veteran. He's managing his race. Talking to crew chief Frank Stoddard, they're expecting a pit around lap 140. Frank said, "What changes do you want?" Scott said, "I'm afraid to really mess with it. Let's not change anything." But he knows he has one more stop after the one at lap 140, just in case he does need to make an adjustment.
The leaders would pit once again on lap 137. After some near misses entering pit road, Wimmer would come off in second, where he would remain for the next 16 laps until losing the spot to Dale Earnhardt Jr.
A four-tire change. He's not going to beat out the 20. They made a half a pound air pressure adjustment out of that right rear.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., though, kind of separated there. See Stewart, then Kurt Busch, the lap car, then Wimmer, and then a gap. Back to Dale Jr.
Now he's back in traffic. Here we go again.
Okay, now see, but with these guys racing now, that back pack is going to make a lot of ground up on him.
Earnhardt Jr. to the outside of Scott Wimmer for second.
Biffle goes with Junior, and Wimmer, being the rookie that he is, says, "Okay, guys, go ahead. I'm perfectly content to be here in 5th or 6th.
He has no friends with that yellow stripe on his back bumper that signifies he's a first-year driver. Scott Wimmer is running in 5th position, rookie driver out of Wisconsin. Matt Yoakum has more on the 22 team's effort.
Wimmer just told his crew chief Frank Stoddard the car is just way too loose to hold it on the bottom. One of Frank Stoddard's key guys is his new race engineer, Derek Finley. Back in 1995, while taking his senior exam for engineering at the University of New Mexico, his cell phone rang. His professor said, "I think you should not answer that. I would highly suggest not answering it." He looked down, saw the caller ID, says, "I think you're wrong. It's Dale Earnhardt." He walked outside, took the call. Earnhardt offering him a job to be DEI's first engineer. He was there when the one car first went to victory lane, and the success that started with the 8 and the 15. He's bounced around a little bit, but landed here at the 22. The Earnhardt connection is even here in the 22 pit.
Scott Wimmer having a terrific day in his inaugural Daytona 500, running in 5th place.
Final pit stops will begin on lap 170. Wimmer would enter from the 5th position. With the team electing to make a 2-tire stop, he would be the first car off, taking over the lead on lap 171.
They took out in the last stop. The 22 car is going to beat the 24 off pit road, as does the 20 and the 8.
2 tires on the 22 car, Matt. Get you to confirm that for us, but I'm pretty sure I saw Scott Wimmer leave with just 2 tires.
2 tires on the 22 car, no adjustments.
All right, so Frankie Stoddard, Scott Wimmer's crew chief, going to roll the dice on the tire strategy. So Scott Wimmer's team takes just 2 tires. He's well clear of these 2, Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
But when they get to him, they're going to be going fast.
Wimmer now the leader with 29 laps to go. Now these 2 drivers, Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr., are 2nd and 3rd, 2.6 seconds behind Scott Wimmer. Problem for Wimmer is he's out there all by himself. There he goes, and here come these 2 cars with the lap car of Kurt Busch all tucked up in the draft.
Guys are about a half a second to 3/4 of a second a lap faster than Scott Wimmer, who's sitting out there by himself. So he's really a sitting duck.
And there's the gap from Wimmer to Tony Stewart, and you can watch the intervals shrink in our real-time telemetry.
And another thing Scott's going to have to worry about is that car's handling is not going to be as good with 2 tires on it. So he's going to have to use a lot more racetrack than the 3 cars that are behind him right now.
If Scott Wimmer, the 22, had just another car do the same strategy and get hooked up together, it's great strategy. But
Exactly.
by yourself, no good. Dave?
And BP, that's what happened to Jeremy Mayfield on Thursday's 125-mile qualifier. They had made deals with other guys to take only 2 tires, but then everyone bagged him. And as we saw on Thursday, everyone closed in on Jeremy, and then they passed him. They blew right by him. Same thing potentially for Scott Wimmer here.
Another guy that's out there all by himself is Jeff Gordon. Scott Wimmer now down to just 0.8 of a second his lead. Matt?
We've talked a lot about gambling. Frank Stoddard, 2 tires. Very gutsy call.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty easy call. You know, we were at the back of that line right there. You know, we're just here to get a top 10 finish. I'd like to win the Daytona 500. I wasn't going to win the Daytona 500. The team wasn't going to win it. Caterpillar wasn't going to win it by putting on 4 because, you know, even if we had a great pit stop, chances are that we weren't going to beat both of them out. That was our chance to try to win it. They got a heck of a draft on us. We're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble, but it's been a heck of a showing all day. Scott's done a great job. The team's done a great job, and you know, heck, you never know. Maybe we'll hold them off.
Okay, go on back up.
BP, we talked about it earlier. 3 cars is faster than 1.
Oh, yeah. And Scott Wimmer was by himself. These 3 cars hooked up. And now, can he stay in front? Frankie said maybe we can stay in front of him. He has shown some speed, but with 2 tires, I doubt it.
I don't think so either, Benny. Maybe he'll stay a little while, but
He was bobbing and weaving for all he could, trying to put the block on Tony Stewart.
Eventually, he'll be sliding up the racetrack. He'll leave that bottom open, and those guys will drive underneath him.
Maybe right now.
Right now? Okay.
Wimmer up the hill off turn number 2. Here comes Tony Stewart for the lead. Wimmer to block.
He would hold the top spot for 5 laps until relinquishing the lead to Tony Stewart on the backstretch. Remaining in the lead draft throughout the final run, he would ultimately cross the line in 3rd behind Earnhardt and Stewart.
Great run for Wimmer, too. Fantastic.
Tony Stewart 2nd, Scott Wimmer 3rd.
What a terrific run for rookie Scott Wimmer. And let's talk about the 2-tire change. Did you think he could hold the 8 and 20 behind you there?
No, I was just hoping we could get to draft with a couple other cars, and they wouldn't even got up to me. But real proud of my Caterpillar guys. They did a great job all day long. 2 tires was the best choice for us. We almost lost draft a little bit there right before that pit stop, and just put us right back in contention. I'm proud of them, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come.
97 was sandwiched in the middle there. Did he help you, or was he hurting you?
He helped me and enabled me to hang on to the draft there. If it was just Junior and Tony, I wouldn't even been able to hang on, but they did a great job. And about the rookie, Rebestis rookie, some I'm excited about, and some I've been kind of overlooked, but real excited going back to Rockingham, and hopefully this will be a great rookie battle all year long.
In 2002, a win. In 2004, 3rd place for Bill Davis Racing in the Daytona 500.
Following his career best run, Wimmer would go on to earn 1 additional top 10 finish at Dover before the collapse of Bill Davis Racing's Cup program amid lawsuits, loss of sponsorship, and a significant decline in performance. He would continue to make sporadic Cup Series starts throughout 2011 and would find additional success in the Busch later Nationwide Series. Never again running the full schedule, though earning a victory for Richard Childress Racing at Nashville in 2008, and eventually finishing his career with 29 top 5 and 74 top 10 finishes in the series. Though his time in the Cup Series was brief and under constant turmoil, Scott Wimmer more than proved himself as a wheelman throughout his career across multiple divisions of National Touring Series. And on a sunny February afternoon in Florida in 2004, he almost snagged one at NASCAR's highest level.